Rightio, night before the race, we're just going to get a few handy tips from the GOAT himself, Jan Frodeno. Jan, got any tips for us for tomorrow? Frodo tends to keep his secrets to himself, so we'll just have to play it by ear tomorrow.
Me started this. Put fire on the end of the bitch, now let me hit it. Everybody lit after we lit it. 20 grand got me acquitted. Even if I did, I'd never admit it. I'm a certified pimp. That's landed. Now if you act right, dodge the cop flashlights and get the cash back right. By the end of the night, you get the candy. Hand by the waist, so you know it's always handy.
All right, 7 days out from leaving to go to the Big Island again. What do we got going on here?
So the guys from FLOWBIO and Aid Station are kind enough to let us use the sweat test machine to not only get some numbers here in Noosa with a bit of winter coming in, but over to hopefully race with this and also train with it on the Big Island to get some insights for Kona Ironman next year. So we're going to get some data. It's a new product out.
Have you ever done a sweat test before?
Never. I've never really had to worry. I don't mind the heat, but it's probably, when you're trying to be competitive in Kona, it's probably a bit naive to have never done one. But just trying to leave no stone unturned, so to speak, for Kona next year. So going over to do the 70.3 in real live conditions. And having this would be a great tool. I'll probably wear it race day to get better insight for the full distance back there in October next year.
Yeah, so hopefully I guess we'll find out how much fluid and electrolytes you kind of need. We're comparing it from like Noosa winter to Hawaiian summer. So that'll be really interesting. Yeah,
the conditions are pretty similar from now to what it will be for Ironman. So yeah, it'd be good to just get some numbers. And I think I'm not a very heavy sweater. Well, I know I'm not a heavy sweater, but it would just be interesting to get some more info with the sodium side of things. And as we said, try to dial in nutrition, and more info the better. And these things look like a great new tool. So yeah, stay tuned and we'll give you some data and some info into what we find.
So what session are you doing?
So that is just an easy a bit of a tempo run, so an hour session. So you need these 30 minutes to record the correct information. So we're going to do it here on the treadmill. Pretty cooler conditions, but obviously it gets hot in here. So it'll be a good simulation. Do a lot of treadmill sessions in the lead up to races. So we'll put up some information.
Probably 16 degrees, 17 here in Noosa this morning.
Yeah, if you put the roller door down, it can get quite hot here. I'm not too sure if I'll wear it in the steam room, but after this I'll jump straight off and get into the infrared sauna for 20 minutes just to simulate a bit more heat for Kona, because it's obviously not as hot here at the moment.
All right, let's get sweat testing.
You know it's cracking like that.
Yo, it's cracking, dog.
Why you acting like that?
Always acting hard.
Hand me your glass, let me pour you some yak.
Puff, pass, bitch, give it right back.
This how the blessed does it. Bitch woke up, said she had a dream she was getting some money, and you made her go back to sleep to get the rest of it. So 2-2, a BP. I mean, this motherfucker was so serious about this pivot, man, he damn near wanted a receipt. Top it, knock her with a church. Go to work and get us everything that you work for. What a smoking mirage. You couldn't send a signal from a garage opener to open your garage. Do it with understanding, and we keep it. We know the truth is a lie and the lie's a secret. Her daddy looking for her and he won't pay him back. So either send her home or go to the feds, Instagram that.
I ain't buy these retro J's just because they look good with my shirt. Look good with my shirt. Only way you catch me talking to a chick is if she clocked in, putting in work. Chick putting in work. Now go and get the money right fast. Bring it back to you, honey, right fast. Right fast. I know a lot of y'all hate this, but I'm always true to my limp. I'm a certified pimp. Not to be confused with a player, cause my girls always pan.
Rightio, so day after testing out the FLOWBIO. The device is available at Aid Station. We'll put the link in the description notes, but it's a real-time sweat test for sodium loss. So it's we've tested it out here in Noosa. It's currently obviously coming into winter. It's pretty hot today, but we did it in a controlled environment inside, and then we're also going to take it to Kona and test it out over there. So we'll talk a little bit about the figures from it, but it's just super portable, easy to wear. You can attach it to your heart rate monitor as well, or use the arm strap. So yeah, just look, it's crazy that I've been in this sport for over 10 years now and never really done a sweat test, but I'm probably one of the lucky ones that I knew that my sodium sweat loss wasn't that high. Never seemed to have too many issues in races, but as the data's getting more and more accessible, it's definitely worthwhile doing, especially for people new to the sport and who have got issues with sodium loss. So we've got 2 tests that we did, one on the bike and one running. So total sodium loss is 682 milligrams for cycling and 756 milligrams for running. So I'm on the lower end, so hence why, like for average, with the bike you can just click on it, brings up the data screen. On the data screen it's got so 580 milliliters and our total sweat rate, so obviously not sweating a lot on the bike, so hence why I don't normally take much on riding or even running. Is a bit higher. I think I'm up around the 1.2 total sweat rate, but my total sodium loss doesn't double like the overall fluid loss. So yeah, about 560 running and about 680 in cycling. So handy figures to have, just with working out a fuel strategy for hot races like Kona, and even just for the cooler climates as well.
My baby, my Valentine. Can I hit the making with temperature days? If you leave me a good time, I swear. You are like the oxygen I need to survive. I'll be honest. Loving the thought of me, I am so obsessed. I want to chop your heart. Never need a back and it's real. Open up, make us feel. Yeah, my love, one thing. We make a bad man sing.
Where are we at the moment?
Yeah, stop over in Sydney. So just to break the trip up, so I flew down from Noosa yesterday, and here at the Branksome. It's a pretty good hotel. We were able to do a run session yesterday on the treadmill and a bit of a mobility and steam room, and then get up this morning and in the indoor 25 did a swim session, another steam room, which is pretty crucial going over to Kona. Even though it's race week, I've been doing quite a few of them, so I think it's certainly worthwhile. And yeah, it's a great location. We're just really close to the airport, so we'll fly out tonight to Honolulu. So it's yeah, still didn't really interrupt training, coming down a bit earlier, and off to Kona 70.3. This one was on the card just purely because we're so busy with expos in Australia. So just got off the back of Port Macquarie in Australia, Port Macquarie Expo, into Noosa Runaway Marathon Festival last weekend. And then when we get back the next weekend, we will be in Cairns for the Pro Series Ironman. So up there at Ironman Cairns. So then a few weeks off, and then it's over to Roth for the expo over there for Challenge Roth. So it's the only way I can get a race in at the moment is to go overseas, unfortunately, but yeah, it's one I've always wanted to do, and I've done all the Port Macquarie's, Ironman Australia, and 70.3 cans, the full-in cans, and obviously we'll be working Bustleton later in the year in Australia, so this was an opportunity where it's not too far to travel, good little family holiday, and after that, it's either think about maybe doing an Ironman late this year to get a qualification for Kona, or just pack it up and focus on 2 Ironmans next year. But we'll see what happens and what's available. Ironman Langkawi's out of the question because it's the same weekend as Noosa Tri. It's our major expo with Wind Republic. So yeah, there's not too many races to pick from, which is crazy because there's so many, but when the expos take up quite a few, it makes it a bit difficult. So anyway, we'll look for an Ironman to do to get a Kona qualification and worry about it after this race. Probably not overtrained because I haven't been able to with work and life, but really been using it hasn't been that warm in Noosa. We've had a fair bit of rain. And obviously it's getting into Australian winter, although it's beautiful in Sydney today, but quite fresh this morning. So I've been using the infrared sauna quite a bit, lucky enough to have one in the garage. A lot of saunas off bricks and run sessions and going in straight away fatigued and not really super hydrated, which there is some benefits, I think, for that, heat adaptation. I like the heat, but Kona's really just about getting data for next Ironman next year. We've got some new tools thanks to Aid Station and FLOWBIO, which is an on-body tester for real now time for sodium loss. So I knew I wasn't a heavy sweater or heavy sodium sweater, but it was just good to get that information. So I'll do a bit of testing over there in Kona as well, just to see if I can dial in nutrition. Obviously, last Kona, leading until deep in the energy lab, and then just had a bad period, which was nutrition related, I think, and just because I didn't get special needs, which was the first time in about 8 years of going to Kona that I've never got special needs on the run, but it was just how the situation unfolded. So shows you the importance, and I don't know if that cost me, but anyway, I finished 3rd, so got to try to dial that in. So this is just a good race to dial that in as well, and see if a little bit of a prep, it's just been more quality over quantity this time. So, and then another few things, I've been really focusing on nutrition and recovery, obviously having a little one now with sickness, and I coach with the Two Wolves coaching platform, so many athletes, and the keys to a lot of these races is just not getting sick and being consistent. So been using Kara NZ, which has been, I think I can feel the difference in that side of things as well. Available from Aid Station and also Modex as well. Yeah, look, there's some really good research out on both these products. Sorry, plane's going over here. We're pretty close to the airport. But yeah, the Modex has been really good as well. Yeah, Modex, Kara NZ. Also use a Pillar, vitamin C. It's just been a game changer. The guys at Pillar are great with their products. They've just released creatine, which I've been taking as well. I used to probably try to keep away from that after my footy days with muscle mass. I was trying to lose it, but there is some ways you can dose creatine to hopefully not get too much muscle mass, and it's more about muscle recovery. So probably going into this race not as light as I would an Ironman, but it'll be interesting to see. Hopefully the strength's there and it's actually better adaptations. But yeah, so obviously the Pillar products, the magnesium as well to help sleep over night time, vitamin C, the collagen, it's been really good. I've had obviously a really bad hip and leading into hamstring tendinopathy, but I've been getting treated in Noosa by Mel, which has been great. And yeah, and it was just a few more of that nutrition stuff to help out this time, because as you get older, I think it's a key that's often overlooked. And just another one too, so obviously I left Noosa yesterday, and my new race shoes, which I'm trying out for the first time, going away from the Nike Alpha Flies for once, turned up in Noosa, put a shout out on socials, and Chris Wood, absolute legend, reached out to me, was flying down from Noosa, ran over and met him at the airport last night, brought my race shoes down so I could have them for the race. He obviously knows how important it is, triathlete himself and runner, and yeah, I really wanted to use the new Adios Pro 4 just in this race to see how it is. It's a different run course to obviously the Ironman. You're on the golf course and it's out at Waikoloa. But yeah, it's just interesting to try some new tech for 70.3. So shout out to that legend. I definitely owe him a few beers, and yeah, it's just great to see so many good guys out there, and just really appreciative of the help with that. But next one will be in Kona, so we fly out tonight. So obviously we gain a day on the way over. We'll hit the ground running tomorrow with the swim, bike and run, get some footage, even test out the FLOWBIO as well, and put some of the data up as well on here. So if people are interested, available from Aid Station here in Australia. So jump on, and I will be having a code. Hopefully this is out while the code's still running, so 10% off with some of the products there on Aid Station. So we'll put the code up on the screen here, and also a link in the bio. So it only runs for 7 days, so quickly jump on that as soon as you see it. But we'll see you in the Big Island.
Without you, I could feel lose my mind. Without you, I could feel fall and die. Without you, I could give up my life. Without you, never need a mechanism. Open up, make us feel. Yeah, my love, one thing. Me make a bad man sing.
Just doing the bottle, so got the run bag sorted. It's got to be dropped off today, so as we go check in. One of the Aid Station little flasks for the run, a couple of salt tablets there in case I cramp, precision hydration gel, 100 milligram caffeine. In that is just a couple of salt tablets mixed in with an electrolyte precision hydration tab. Now in these bottles, put a tablet in, got the integrated storage, hydration, and then one at the back, and then I've got the one in between my bars. So in between the bars, I'll put the pure sports nutrition race fuel. So one of those, 90 grams of carbs in between the arms. I'm not going to have gels today. I have one backup gel in there. Also going to be using the tactical ketones, Delta G. So we've got them placed throughout the day, but we won't bore you with how we're going to do that. It's just individualized. I'll put 2 salt tablets, open them up and put in each bottle. Bit of a science experiment, but just find it's easier to absorb. I don't have to fumble around with trying to get salt tablets out while on the bike. You can focus on racing the race and not breaking aero and all that stuff.
So you consume maybe like 60 to 70 grams of carbs an hour, and that's pretty standard for you. But then I guess this time we're also adding in the Delta G.
Yeah.
So But all of this is kind of a new nutrition strategy for you, hey?
Yeah, Delta G, and I didn't really probably do it correctly for Kona. So now I've got a bit of a strategy with that. As I said, it's individualized, so we won't talk about that. But and then normally I would have gels in between my bottle. I've got a compartment there that holds like a whole flow gel pouch, or say can hold up to, I think it's like 18 gels if I wanted to for an Ironman, but I'm just going to use a race fuel liquid. It's only 70.3, just testing out a few new things, so do that. As I said, I've got in the bento box backup gel, some salts, tablets if I need them. It's not as hot as October. It's pretty good out there, so but obviously still be windy, so you still be probably low energy availability and get some cramps that way. So yeah, that's about everything. But yeah, given from Aid Station the Delta G's a try. All this stuff's available from Aid Station, Pure, Precision Hydration, and the salt tablets as well. So yeah,
Check-in time.
yeah, go right over, drop the bike off. It's about a 30-minute ride, and then home to chill.
When you getting off, say you got game. When your girlfriend's the one that's playing. Should start a school for the simps and the suckers that swear they a pimp. Now pimp, you should follow the script. You don't know you can ruin a chick. I'm a certified pimp.
Everything she got you for, she brought me. Tags on everything she got me. Medusas on everything she bought me. Man, everything Versace. Type of mommy that do anything for Poppy. Like a Molly, get it poppin'. She at the border by the cross keys. Always want that Louis, better call me. Yo, boys, get that ASAP Rocky. Working with the ice like hockey. Bet you 100 racks, make you want to jock me. Horses on the track like jockey. Matter of fact, couple of them about to Minot. Chicks in my coupe, I'm feeling cocky. Instagram hashtag Versace. For the feds and paparazzi.
I ain't buy these retro J's just because they look good with my
So
shirt.
day after the race, back at the Hilton Waikoloa. Would definitely recommend this if you are coming up for the race at all, the 70.3 Kona race. Yesterday, not the best race, but we got out what we come here for. It's more about doing some sweat testing with the FLOWBIO new sweat tester, testing out nutrition with some of the products with the Delta G's and stuff from Aid Station. Obviously tested out a new Win Republic prototype suit as well, which all of that stuff went really well. Got some good data. Nutrition was pretty good. I was just a bit flat all day, heavy legs, couldn't really push much on the bike, but that's more to my lower back and hip. I didn't want to flare it up where the run was going to be brutal, because I knew the run was going to come down to the run here anyway. So a lot of people overbiked, and I think I come off the bike maybe in 6th or something and ran my way to 3rd overall and 1st in the age group. But so, you know, still plenty to work on and not as fit as where I was hoping I was going to be, but it's sort of been pretty hard with the busy schedule. We go back to Australia now and weekend at home, and then go up to Cairns for this pro race, Ironman pro race in Australia, just working the expo there. And then home for a couple of weeks, and then over to Roth to work the expo in Germany. After that, I'll decide whether we look at doing another Ironman this year and trying to get an early qualifying slot for Kona next year, or whether I just cut the losses and do something for do a lead-up race next year. But obviously same situation, all the expos in Australia have to be overseas somewhere, so whether it's Ironman New Zealand or something like that where we haven't got an expo, could be a possibility, but don't really want to do 2 Ironman builds next year. It'd be good just to piggyback off this fitness and try to get one done, get a qualification, so that then I can focus on one solid build next year. But anyway, it's an amazing trip. Always wanted to do this bucket list race, and I can't believe it's not more athletes doing it. It's definitely a go-to race, I think, especially if you're from America. Easy flight straight into Kona. You don't even have to go to Honolulu like we do from Australia. So, but if you're even from Australia, it's yeah, if you're staying out at these resorts, it's beautiful. There's so many pools and options. You don't have to go into town. And then the race is only a 15-minute drive over to the Fairmont Orchard, where you can stay there as well, but it is pretty pricey with the triathlon being right there, and the transition and everything, because you run on the golf course through there. It was a beautiful run, pretty brutal. I don't know what I even run actually, but it's not like, if you're looking at times, it's not like a normal half. Obviously we rode up to Harvey and back, so the back half of the Ironman course, and yeah, it's even on a nice day, it wasn't really windy, but it's still a brutal ride. So definitely a challenging course, and if you want to do the full Ironman here, it's a good one to come and do to get used to the conditions. Some of the running yesterday on out and back was similar to Energy Lab vibes. So when people ask how was it, it is tough, and it is not as hot as October, which yeah, I didn't really mind. I would have preferred it probably be a bit hotter just to get used to it, but yeah, we're going back to winter now, so enjoying the last little bit of sunshine here. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the little bit of info with this one from the testing and whatnot, and we'll look to do more of that in the series coming up. If we do another Ironman this year, we'll do another YouTube series on the build to that, incorporating all this over the full distance, which I think when the Delta Gs will come in handy. Obviously the sweat testing from FLOWBIO with the sodium loss will be very handy as well. And then yeah, testing out all those new products and getting the bike fit a little bit better, trying to get this hip right and hamstring, and be nice to do a race in the coming future a little bit injury free. But anyway, that's all from us here in Hawaii, and aloha. We'll see you next time.